Terry Talks with Terry Gillis.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another Terry Talk. And of course, everywhere you look right now, everybody's talking about it. You know what I'm talking about. That's right. The Great Resignation. Just last month in the United States, a record number of people leaving their jobs. Hey, aren't we in a pandemic? And many people are pointing their finger at government assistance programs like here in Canada, CERB, and this is related to COVID. You've really been paying attention, this is really not becoming as a surprise to anyone. Our friends over at McKinsey back in 1997, that's right, 1997, coined the term the war for talent. What were they on about back then? Essentially looking at demographics that showed if we didn't start increasing our birth rates, if we didn't start increasing our immigration, there simply wasn't going to be enough people around to do the jobs that were available. And here we are. So you know what, those self-check codes? Yeah, those are going to be like the ATMs. Remember when ATMs first came in, everybody lost their minds about tellers losing their jobs? I remember as a kid going to the service station and someone would clean your window, check your oil, and pump your gas. That's not happening anymore. So those self-check codes are normal, will be normal, if not now in a few years' time. Why? There's not enough people around. So why is everybody wanting to leave? Well, first of all, because there's not enough people around, the power dynamic has shifted. Employees now hold the cards. They have the power in the relationship. And like any classic supply and demand issue, as your supply starts to shrink, in this case, talent, and your demand goes up, in this case, more employers looking for more and more employees because they don't have enough, guess what happens? The price goes up. Typically, we always deal with issues like this with money. Wage now becomes the focus. But in the infamous words of one of my favorite bands from the 80s, shout out to all my 80s music fans out there, Roxy Music, a great song called More Than This. I think what happened is the pandemic allowed a lot of people to do some self-reflection and realize there's more to this job, more to this world, more to this life than what I'm going through right now. Which brings us back to the trifecta of motivation: mastery, autonomy, and purpose. And money is not in there. Money does not buy happiness. I just dealt with a fellow just last week, recruited them into a perfect role, great culture, great fit, great job. Everything was perfect. His current employer offered to double his salary for him to stay. That meant continue to work weekends, continue to work overtime, continuing in the gong show that was the place he worked. It was a bad fit for him. He almost got seduced away, but he didn't. We congratulate him for that because he's going to be a lot happier. So employers, this week we're going to talk about employers. Next week we're going to talk about employees, but this week employers. What can you do? Well, first of all, train your leaders well. Please stop with the one size fits all approach. It doesn't work. One size fits one. That means your leaders really have to get to know every single one of their direct reports. What are the things that are important to them? What are the things that aren't important to them? What are the things that motivate them? What are the things that demotivate them? Help everyone, including your leaders and your employees, determine their purpose. Does that align with your organization's purpose? Let's face it, this is becoming a big deal today. Get to know your employees, so important, and grow your employees. What is it they want, and what is it they really, really, really want to get good at? Let's find that out. And we'd be remiss at RE if we didn't mention culture. Focus on your culture. Yes, we can measure this. Yes, we can show you how your organization is currently, how it presents itself, and also how people would like it presented in the future. And then we can help you sit down and figure out a strategy so that those are aligned. Your strategy and your culture are coming together to make the impact that you have always dreamed it could. Also, engagement. Let's focus on how to keep your employees engaged. Are they doing what they like to do? Are they putting in effort? Are they dedicated? Let's find out and let's figure out the triggers that may or may not be at play here to help them or help you with your employee engagement issues. There's lots we can do. There's no magical elixir, but we need to start working on our strategies now. Should have started back in 1997, but here we are today. We're facing the mass resignation. If you want people to stay in your organizations, few things and mentioned that can be helpful. If you want more, give us a shout. We love talking about these sorts of things and problem solving with you. And we look forward to seeing you again soon.